You can talk to him now.
You can smack all you want now. You're unmuted.
Man, I remember when Mindright used to show up to these things.
I never miss a meeting. Whatever.
This whole front row, it's just, you might as well just put grandma's belongings on that. It goes to waste.
Whoa, I'm gonna go there.
Good, how are you?
Harrison, you saw all the things. Most of it. I didn't see all of it, but I saw it. You get good stuff out of it? Good enough that you can do my gardens. Get the garden started. Let's all give a big round of applause to Harrison the Zen Gonger. Love it, love it. Hi, everybody. I've missed you guys. It feels like I was gone for, well, at least days, if not a year. We all have a good time? Who all saw the videos here? Got one. I got one person in the back. Ooh, two. Are you talking about the family reunion? I am. Who made some family reunion videos? All right, you guys, we're back and we're back at it. We're gonna dive into a lot of the family reunion content over the next 2 weeks. And we're going to be gathering kind of ahas and next steps and things that people are implementing and share your experience as well. Once we all kind of get grounded and understand what we can take from that conference and roll it into our business. It is 4 full days of learning and motivation and social and all of the things. And word has it, word on the street is that we are there again next year. So start planning now. For those of you who need a little bit of extra time, kind of ramping up, not for myself, certainly, we're gonna get mentally prepared to be back in Vegas to be poured into again. But did think that this was the perfect thing to start off for our mission, vision, values, because we do talk about building a big life and building a big business. And obviously pouring into your business with both time and money, you know, you have to parlay that into results. So it was a great experience. We've got some amazing panels. We were presented, we had great representation. We've got some rock stars in the room, Katie, Scott, who else was on a panel? Maureen, Mandy, lots of Milwaukee representation.
Tanika's photo was the coolest photo of the whole.
Tanika's photo. That's real life, you guys.
The Queen Anne's with all her workers, servers in the background.
There we go. That was it. That was it. So, you guys, when you think about your big business and how to pour into what you're doing, integrate your fun with your learning, those who kind of connect emotion with the content, learn to take it even further. So super excited to have the opportunity and get to spend time with you. And I wanted to pull out one highlight. One of the things that happens at those conferences is just like our office does awards, our region does awards. And we had somebody from our office that was recognized for those awards. And I want to shout out, not too many of us see Chris often, but he helps all of us. He takes a lot of our commercial referrals. His business is commercial. And in the North Central region, which is what our office is a part of, he got number 5 for commercial individual volume, 4 for units, and 4 for gross commission income. So really impressive. Way to represent, love that. This morning, my section here is kind of all about acknowledgement and awards. Let's just pretend it's still February, okay? Because what we're going to be calling out is January. We're a week late because of the conference. So cappers in January. Mindright Realty, Tony and Cherise, who are not here today. We'd like to congratulate them on being cappers.
No,
I know you guys are on Zoom, but
you can't congratulate them unless they're here.
okay, Terry Lewis, capper in the house. Congratulations, Terry. All then we do have some January recognition. You guys were gonna be doing February in 2 weeks, so catch up, I promise. We will do February as soon as the numbers come out. But top listing taken in January, Sarah Papp, the Baumgartner Group, and Lifetime Realty. Love that. Home run, one listing, one contract, one closing, all in 1 month. All of these people had a great start to their January, so congratulations. Everybody on this list. Oh, including your newest Ed back there. Ed, you're on this list. Congratulations. Oh yeah. Well, this is very cool. Okay, congratulations. $1 million month in January. Long list, you guys. Starting with the Reliance team, Mindright Realty, Ben Murphy, Jeremy and Scott, Steph Sosa, Terry Lewis, Catherine Gorel, and Alex Dinamarca. Congratulations, you guys. And then top close volume in January, starting with Steph Sosa at 1.1, Catherine Gorel at 1.1, Terry Lewis, Katie Ninkovic, Dana Lysich, Emily Walzak, Nicole Lasaki, Elwin Jones, Peter and Alan. Congratulations, everybody. Awesome. Top close volume in January, Ben Murphy Realty was at 1.8 and Callis Real Estate was at 545. Congratulations there. There we go. Okay. Just move this a little bit. Look at those numbers, you guys, while I'm moving things. Whoops. Top close volumes for groups, Mindright 2.5, Reliance 2.3, Lifetime 2, Team Angles 1.3, Team Krickeberg 1.2. Congratulations there. Individuals, Steph Sosa at 1.1. Okay, hold on. There we go. Top close volume year to date. All the numbers look the same because in January, the month and the year are the same. Okay, so the lists will all look the same, but this is the top close volume year to date. Steph, Catherine, Terry, Katie, Dana, Emily, Nicole, Elwin, Peter, and Alan. Congratulations, you guys. Top close volume year to date. Ben and Callis. Great job. Groups. If y'all close your eyes, could you read the list? Same list, right? Mindright, Reliance, Lifetime, Team Angles, and Krickeberg Group year to date. Top closed units year to date. Terry Lewis 4. We're going to hear a lot about units when Charlie comes up, so I want you guys to pay attention here. Terry's got 4. Steph has 3. Katie 2.3. Sue 2. Dana 2. And Nicole has 2. Team closed units year to date. Ben Murphy has 2. Callis Real Estate has 2. Groups, Mindright Realty, 10 units in the month of January. That's pretty impressive. Reliance Real Estate, 7, Team Angles 6, Lifetime 5, Krickeberg 4, all in real estate at 4 units, you guys. Okay, all right, so remember those units. We are rolling into some information that Charlie's gonna come and present based on what we just learned.
Sweet. Good. Rather quiet group for Tuesday. All right, so spring showers bring
$8.
spring showers bring
Trade market.
March flowers. It's raining yesterday, right? Here's my point. We're gonna help you make it rain, and we're gonna really lean heavily into training and education here over the next couple months, okay? There's a couple reasons for that. Would you all agree the industry is changing quickly? Would you also agree that if you don't evolve with it, the industry will leave you behind? Perfect. One of the big key themes from a KW perspective was knowing that there's a lot of uncertainty about where the industry is headed, is that we are going to help you lean into training and education in a big way, starting now and moving further into 2023. Because you either can act on where you think the market is going, or you will react to where the market is gone. And if you are always reacting to it, you will get left behind. And so historically, if you think about how we manage training and education, the calendar is a bit lighter, April, May, June. The calendar is a bit lighter, March, April. The calendar is gonna get a bit more intense from a national perspective and a local perspective, because here's the truth. The market isn't gonna have a slingshot effect in 2024 as to where, like, the bounce back. It's gonna be relative to where we were last year in terms of total transactional units, and the industry's evolving, and we have to help you get at the forefront of how you evolve your business and how you articulate your value. Does that make sense? Beautiful. So March training calendar's out. A couple things I do wanna point out. Value squared, for those of you that were paying attention to any of the family reunion content, is something that you must take. Let me rephrase that. It is something you must take if you wanna continue to evolve and you wanna stick through this business. It's not mandatory, nothing is mandatory, but it is going to help you articulate how you are leveraging compensation in negotiations in order for you to get what you're worth. Does that make sense? Okay, that is coming up this week, Thursday on March 7th. It is also coming up on Tuesday, March 26th. And then is also coming up again twice in the month of April. And you may be saying to yourself, well, what the heck is Value Squared? Value Squared is a conversation between Gary Keller, Jay Papasan, and Jason Abrams, all around how you articulate your value proposition and what to say and how to say it when compensation arises, whether you're on the seller side or the buyer side. Okay, here's the real truth to the reality, and I know this happened last week. I know listing agents are using buyer side commissions in their negotiations to secure listings. That's happening in Milwaukee. How you then navigate that and when you represent the buyer side and what that means to you and how you articulate your value is ultimately how you will get what you believe you are worth through your client or through the seller. Does that make sense? Value Squared is all gonna walk you through how you do that. Scott, just because I'm gonna put you on the spot, and you're much closer to this with your new role, anything else you'd articulate from Value Squared or what you've heard?
I mean, Value Squared would be like, who wants to get sued? Raise your hands. So this is the class that Gary Keller sat on stage. He said, you know, we're in the middle of a settlement of this big lawsuit. It hasn't been official yet. And he said, we've changed as a company. We've added a whole bunch of language, a whole bunch of all this stuff to protect us as a company. Now, if you do stupid things from here on out, he's like, it's on you. He's like, we did it from here to the past, but now you guys gotta learn what to do, how to protect yourself. So that is also what this class is about, because if you're on a buyer appointment and you gotta, that buyer says, well, you know, I'm not gonna, if the listing agent says, we're not gonna pay the buyer agent, well, how do you get commission from that buyer? Like, what do you say? Because that's a conversation you haven't probably had to have yet, but that is more than likely coming, not for every deal, but for some deals. So it's just those types of things to say, hey, I'm working with a buyer and I need to articulate my value to ensure that I get paid, even if the seller isn't gonna pay the commission.
You gotta
Does that make sense?
you gotta get on the forefront of these conversations.
Are you writing on houses where they're not offering a co-broke?
I mean, that's a very big reality. If your buyer wants it.
I'll tell you this, Pat.
I just seen lately, it looks like there's a lot of agents using this, all this talk lately to drop that co-broke down to 2% or less, but they aren't changing the commission, they're charging their sellers. It's just trying to put more money into their pocket. And I'm seeing that in our own company as well.
So here's what I'd also tell you. I think at any moment in time, that piece of the equation has become more part of the negotiation than it ever has before. And I will also tell you that just because co-broke compensation is not being offered what it historically was on some properties does not mean that it's being pocketed by the listing agent. Real scenario. I was privy to a conversation where a big listing agent leveraged the buyer's agent offers against one another to determine who was gonna ultimately win a very highly competitive property. We just have to be prepared for what that looks like. And if we are naive to think that the 2.4 is the standard and that will always be the standard, you're gonna get left behind. And so we just have to be understanding as to the reality of what's going on within the marketplace.
Just my own thoughts on this. I think this will be a temporary thing, and my reason for that is, I don't know how many people in this room have been doing real estate more than 10 years. Trust me, 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, those co-broks 2.4 plus a bonus, 3% plus a bonus. People, everyone's taking advantage of the fact that houses are selling and there's no inventory. And that will change, and when that changes, trust me, the co-broke, it's coming back.
Oh, I'm not saying it's going away forever. What we're just saying is we have to help you navigate the market of the moment. And the market of the moment is what we are in right now. Where we were 10 years ago or where we will be 10 years from now, tough to determine. All we're trying to say is, how do we prepare yourself today so that you can get what you're worth, instead of just saying, it'll come back, it'll come back, it'll come back, and then who knows?
Yeah, I mean, it's fine if you're selling big homes or whatever. You have a client who's looking for a home for 300,000, they don't have an extra $7,200 in their pocket to pay you at closing. That's the long and short of it.
Yeah, Jeremy.
Can you move the Zoom bar so that people can, you can't scan the QR code because some of it's locked.
Yeah, Jeremy.
That's what I was.
Oh. Here's one other thing I would tell you.
Oh, yeah.
Now the Mac bar.
One other thing I'd tell you, Janine Warner, who is a North Shore agent, was invited to participate in the pilot with Jay Papazan last week at Family Reunion. And she said this morning in the North Shore meeting, it was probably one of the most valued pieces of 2 hours that she came across. And she doesn't say that lightly with the business that she runs. So having said all that, I just do want to share a video from Jason Abrams around what this, kind of what you can expect out of your time in Value Square.
Hey gang, Jason Abrams coming to you, and I want to talk about a very important topic. That topic is value. Our industry is ever evolving. Today, more than ever, real estate agents must understand not only what their value is, but how to explain that value to a potential client. You see, the challenge of all businesses is that we have to articulate our value before our customer or client ever experiences it. And that's what our
Oh, got it.
course Value Squared is all about. We're going
The hell?
to be covering from top to bottom. What is our value to both buyers and sellers? How is that value explained? Hey gang,
Perfect. You guys ready?
Jason
Here we
Abrams
go.
coming to you, and I want to talk about a very important topic. That topic is value. Our industry is ever evolving. Today, more than ever, real estate agents must understand not only what their value is, but how to explain that value to a potential client. You see, the challenge of all businesses is that we have to articulate our value before our customer or client ever experiences it. And that's what our course Value Squared is all about. We're going to be covering from top to bottom. What is our value to both buyers and sellers? How is that value explained? How do we build trust with clients during and after and even before the transaction? And most importantly, we're going to talk about cooperative compensation. What are the words that we use around it, and how do we think about our strategies? Friends, Value Squared is an opportunity. It's an opportunity to assess where we are, but more importantly, about planning where we're going. Join us. Click the link below, and it's going to bring up all the dates that we're going to be teaching it. Gary, Jay, and I will be coming you directly from KWRI. We're excited about it. We hope you are too.
So March 7th, April 26th, March 26th, and then 2 dates in April. Sound good? Beautiful. All right. Next up, next Monday, March 11th, is Opportunity Knocks. Many people have asked me all the time, should I join a team? Should I not join a team? Should I start a team? Should I not start a team? What is a team? What's not a team? Okay. Huge piece of our value proposition is helping be a conduit to talent. And being a conduit to talent is putting talent in the same room. If you're interested in learning more about a team, all the big teams across the southeastern Wisconsin area will be together on Monday, March 11th at the Zufari Conference Center. Come learn from what it is that they do well. Again, whether you're interested in a team or not in a team, the number one question you should be asking yourself is not about money. It's about who is going to help me increase my conversion ratio so that I can get what I want out of this business. And whether that's on a team, running a team, or staying individual is the question you're looking to answer. So March 11th, if you're interested, check it out. Cool? Questions on this? No? All right, another thing, buyer agent compensation panel, March 13th, 10 a.m. via Zoom. Maureen is gonna lead a conversation of a panel of your peers all around how compensation is entering the negotiations within the marketplace, how it's showing up on the listing side, how it's showing up on the buying side, how people are leveraging it to get deals done. What does that mean? What is going on in the market in the moment, and how are we leveraging these dialogues and conversations to help you guys navigate how to win deals on both sides of the equation? Make sense?
Would that be on like a calendar invite or, sorry, yeah. Oh.
Yep. March 13th, 10 a.m. Reason I'm having Maureen lead it is because I was in the conversation, the agent I was referring to was last week in Vegas. My mom and I happened to share a hotel room for a few nights, and I was listening to a conversation on a listing she currently has where the buyer's compensation came into the negotiations in a competitive listing situation, and she took it at 6%. And if the buyer side compensation came into it, it wasn't because she was pocketing more money. It was because the buyer side agent was using it as leverage within the negotiation. So I said, let's create a panel and let's go through the experiences by you offering your insights with other people going through similar scenarios. Make sense? Cool. All right, also, a fan favorite I know in the Southwest office, Jeff Glover is coming to Milwaukee April 29th, okay? Jeff is coming. The other thing is too, love Jeff and love all of Jeff's content. And I know sometimes he comes to Milwaukee to pitch to go to his next thing. We're paying him to pitch to be in his current thing, which is present in Milwaukee on the 29th. We're working on 2 different value pieces for you throughout the morning. Or sorry, you're good. I correct. It will be from 1 to 4 downtown at the War Memorial on April 29th. If you were paying attention at Family Reunion, Jeff was one of the guests on stage to talk about his 5-step listing presentation. That's really, really powerful. So Jeff himself will be in Milwaukee on April 29th. Sound good? 1 to 4 at the War Memorial.
We haven't sent out yet.
To be honest with you, we broke the news. We were already in negotiations and had everything kind of settled, but it was so far in advance. And then when I saw him on stage, I hit up the team in Milwaukee. I said, put together the marketing material and push it out, because he was just on stage.
Did there be like limited seating, obviously?
No.
No?
Nope. I mean, the War Memorial can hold like 200.
Stadium, okay, but like, I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of people.
Yes. Also, Thursday, March 14th, Budget Mastermind with Scotty Tuhati, Scott Kloss, from 1 to 2. All right, sidebar question. Let me help you understand the frame of reference from the world I grew up in. Did anybody watch WWF wrestling as a kid? Okay, do you guys remember Scotty Tuhati from WWF? That's where it came from. I've always called Scott, I'll tell you, some of my best memories of a kid having brothers was WWF wrestling. And it was The Rock, Stone Cold, Scotty Tuhati, Diamond Dallas Page. I could go on, but anyways.
We're a different generation.
Yeah. And then, the investor workshop coming up, March 20th from 1 to 3, led by Tina and a variety group. Sound good? Cool. Lastly, Milwaukee, the serving committee is collecting items for foster kids who want to go to camp this summer. Foster kids are often a forgotten part of children in Milwaukee, and we want to provide opportunities for them to get to camp. So we are collecting things at the different offices to help get foster kids to camp this summer. So we will be doing this for the next couple weeks. Yes, Catherine?
Can I just add that?
Yes.
We have a basket for donations in the front, like when you walk in the front door, it's right across from Brooke. You've got your scan code for PayPal, you can actually scan that with your phone. And by the way, Target is offering, if you spend 40, that's 50 on health and beauty, you'll get a $10 gift card. Some of those health and beauty items, sunscreen and bug spray, are on our list. So if you have a couple of things that you need to get from Target, add a couple more, and you got yourself to have a Target gift card. Oh, yeah. So thank you for contributing.
Target hacking.
Awesome. All right. For the next 15 to 20-ish minutes, I'm gonna break the vision speech that was shared last week down into more digestible parts for you, and I'm gonna split it into two. This week is all around the macro economy of factors that we should be considering and understanding so that you can articulate and have conversations with your clients. Next week, I'll help you understand the factors of the macroeconomic economy are impacting what it is that we do as agents. Make sense? There's a two-part conversation. So I have some general commentary up front. Some of it's my own commentary, some of it's from what I heard on stage from what Gary, Jay, and the rest of the group was talking about. Here's the general commentary up front. There's never been a better time to be the economist of choice, especially in a year where we're in an election cycle. The noise will absolutely be insane. And if you guys would agree, deciphering truth from reality has never been harder, right? And so we have to be the voice of reasons for our community as it relates to people's largest financial assets. And it takes an expert to tell people how to move in this market, because you must do the activities that cause that to happen. Otherwise, your business will look like the market. Okay? And what do I mean by that? The market in the last 2 years is down 33% on transactional units. Yet there are people in this room that are having their best years ever, despite the fact that the tide has receded. Your activities and how you show up within the market is your insurance policy from your business not acting the way the market does. Make sense? So jump into it quick. Numbers that drive the US real estate market, we'll jump into the US home sales. Couple things to point out. The run up from 15 to 23 was one of the best run-ups in the residential real estate market, no surprise. When you look at 2023 sales is the purple dotted line. So you can see relative to other years where the 2023 was in relative to other years. Interestingly enough, everybody wants to talk about 08, 09, 010. But last year at 4.1 million transactional units was the equivalent of the same amount of transactional units that we did in 2008. The reason why you don't feel that way, and we'll see this here in a second, is because of the value appreciation. People are somewhat deceptive because you've made money despite the fact your transactional units have actually gone backwards because you're doing things at higher price points. So it's a bit of a deceptive market. Okay, I just referenced this, but from 2021 and 6.1 million units, we've lost 2 million units in the last 2 years. It's a 33% reduction, okay? So, having said all that, there are a lot of buttons on this screen. We're just gonna throw this all down here. The industry was drunk on success, and the hangover stinks, okay? The floor was designed by who had to move, and the good news is we've scraped the bottom. It won't be worse than last year. However, don't be mistaken, we are in winter right now, okay? And if you look at everything happens in historical perspective, we're at 4.1 million transactional units. I've said this many times before, even a week or two ago when I came up here and talked about the performance through January. I said the tide is gonna rise. Just don't expect the floodgates to open, okay? So my mindset in 24 would be how I operated in 23 in terms of total transactional units of the universe we live and work in is about what you can expect in 24. Okay? Home prices continue to appreciate. Nationally, they appreciated at slower rates than what they did here in southeastern Wisconsin. Southeastern Wisconsin was a bit healthier from an appreciation standpoint. However, the good news is on a total macro environment across the US, because of slowing appreciation, it got us closer to the trend line. The reason why this is important is any time that prices appreciate faster than the 4% trend line, there's always a corrective measure. Hence, if you look back to 07, 08, 09, the corrective measure was dramatic and it took us 10 years to get back to the historical trend line. So by prices receding slightly on a macro scale across the US last year is positive for our industry in terms of not having a major correction that they're forecasting. They're not forecasting that. Okay, total market volume, very interesting thing here, a couple things to point out and pay attention to. One, if you look back in 06, 07, 08, there was 1.3 million agents. In the next 2 years from 06 to 08, we lost 140,000 agents. Now, a couple other things to point out. In 2022, there was 1.6 million agents, the most amount of licensed associates in the US's history. Last year, we lost 120,000 agents. They're predicting to lose another 100,000 this year. Okay. Interesting thing to note too, and I'll point this out. The blue dotted line is NAR agent count. If you look at the agent count relative to transactional volume, what do you notice? Agent count doesn't drop nearly as fast as the business does. So agents are reactionary by nature, okay? Hence the comments we've made a lot around controlling your activities to help you mitigate as an insurance policy to what's going on in the market. Something else to point out, the purple dotted line you see across the screen was the transactional volume in 2023. What do you notice relative to other years? High. It's high. It's the third highest in industry at 2.1 trillion. Okay, next year they're expecting it to be at 2.2 trillion. The reason why we say the industry is drunk off success is that the industry is actually drunk off of such elevated levels of appreciation that agents have forgot focusing on their units is actually what gets them paid. And by focusing on the volume is a deceptive measure of success. And so getting back to making sure that we're flexing the muscle and controlling the controllables, which is units, is really important as we head into 24 and 25. So the message here, find a way to hang on. It was our third best volume year in history. Adjusted for inflation, it was the 8th best market. And yet, the market hasn't corrected itself in terms of agents getting out of the business. And so per agent transactional volume and per agent transactional units are at the lowest ever because there's a lot of licensed associates running around the market. Okay. Fast, moving forward. Mortgage rates. If there was one slide from the whole thing that I would have in any buyer consultation, it would be this one. Why? Here's what you need to know. The green is historical averages from 1990 to 2023. Perspective is important. The historical average from 1990 to 2023 was 5.9%. If you look at the historical average from 72 to 23, it's 7.7%. We're sitting here today, we're hovering right around between 6.5% to 7%. On a historical average, we're right within where it is. The problem is we're waking up from an environment of unprecedented lows and which led to unprecedented raises within the rate. The rate historically has always been between 7.5% to 5.5%. And the fact that we're sitting here right now in the mid 6s to low 7s is all relative to historical perspective to helping buyers understand that this is actually a healthy rate. Make sense? The problem is we're working with people who have recency bias. Affordability, okay, it's P&I is a percentage of their total income and how much of it's dedicated to owner-occupied homes. In 2023, we're sitting at 32%. The historical average is 27%. Okay, the causes of this are this: when you have a rate environment where they are, plus you have the appreciation that we've seen over the last 10 years, is the cause where affordability is getting squeezed. Okay, you can expect 27% as the long-term historical average, but affordability is going to become an issue on the demand side of the equation here coming up. Okay, and yet I'm still bullish on the demand side because of the demographics of play. If you look at the cohort between 21 to 35, it's just affordability is an issue, and it's something that we're paying attention to. So the US economy, what can we expect? GDP, the last 2 years was a little bit back to reality. Inflation won't go away. Why? Because we're in an election cycle. Presidents don't get elected on bad economies. And so they will put things into the economy to hypercharge GDP, which then increases inflation again. So you can expect inflationary pressures to continue. The other part of that reason is because of unemployment. Unemployment is historically at all-time lows. The gainfully employed economy is right around 4%. Okay, and so because products and services are based on, a lot of their P&Ls are based on labor cost, and labor becoming so competitive, people are having to pay more for products and services, which is what's causing some continued inflationary pressure. Got it? Unemployment on an annual basis is basically showing you the slingshot effect. Never has it dramatically gone to 8% like it did so quickly in 2020, and never has it been corrected so quickly in 2023. Last thing as it relates against affordability, and I'm gonna drop a major nugget for you that I think will help you differentiate your value in the future. Okay, personal savings rate. The average since 1959 was 8.3%. The average since 2000 is 5.2%. Last year, if in 2020 it was 1.5%, and what happened in 2021 to jump to 11.1? Yeah, and what did they do? They printed money like an ATM and then just said, here you go. The government made it rain. And so what happened was in 2023, it then dropped back down because people were understanding of the reality of the environment they're working in. Here's the nugget where I'm getting at with you. I think real estate agents that can help someone navigate what their financial picture looks like in order to get into a home with the rate environment with where it is and the affordability issues that we have in terms of the appreciation, and helping them understand what their debt to income ratio is, and then creating a plan to help them get into the next home so you can get a listing or get into their first home, will be a huge value piece for you if you think about how to create a vision for them in order to attract clients. Right now, the problem is, and I'll use the cohort of 21 to 35, which makes up 40% of all transactions last year. That cohort has a ton of debt. They're living at home. They don't know how to create a pathway forward in order to purchase real estate. We have to help them identify what that looks like. And if you can do that successfully, you will build a brand and reputation that helps people solve problems, and you will attract more clients. Think about that in terms of how you articulate your value. So I'll skip through the inflation, the first one, but here's the last one. I only have 2 more slides. This is the affordability and perspective based on products, goods, and services that you purchase every day. Okay, these are the pressures that your clients are facing, but there's one piece of this that they didn't talk about that I want to challenge this group with. Okay, if you look at over here in purple, these are identified industries that have outpaced inflation at crazy metrics. Okay, and where I'm going at this is, we're in business with the whole person, the whole agent. Hospital services up 238% since 2000. College tuition up 177%. College textbooks up 130. Medical care services up 123. Childcare and nursery school up 123 since 2000. School and sickness is hurting people's ability to purchase real estate. How are we taking care of ourselves first and foremost, even as an agent? Like, what does this look like? How are you managing your financial picture based on your wealth picture? Your health is your wealth. And then how are we helping advise clients on what to do and how they manage school debt and not making school debt too big of a burden for them to overcome in order to acquire real estate moving forward. Lastly, consumer sentiment. This is the confidence meter for consumers across the US. In January, it was 79%. Long-term mean is 80%. Here's the net of it all. It's not amazingly bad and it's not amazingly good. People are in kind of a status quo mindset. If you go back to June of 22, when it was 50%, here's what you need to understand about the consumer sentiment. The war in Ukraine started in February, inflationary pressures showed up in April, rates rose, started rising in June, and by June, July, people were like, oh my gosh. I think what you're now seeing in January of 24 being that consumer sentiment is around 80%, basically means people understand the environment they're working in. People understand the environment from a financial picture of what they have to work with, and they've accepted reality for what it is, and they're trying to figure out where it's gonna go in an election year. I don't think this is a good thing or a bad thing. I think it's just people understanding the reality that they're working in. Does that make sense? So net, what does it all mean? Here's what I would tell you. I think the economy's in a healthy position. I still think you're gonna feel some inflationary pressures on goods and services. Affordability is gonna continue to be an issue as it relates to the demand side of the metric, but I don't think you're gonna have a shortage of people that are still gonna raise their hand. How you help them navigate the market of the moment to cut through the bullshit in an election cycle so that you are the economist of choice to help them understand the realities of their community with how to either acquire or sell their largest financial asset is ultimately what will differentiate you between you and somebody who's just out there throwing a bunch of stuff against the wall. And how you help paint a clear picture to help them solve their problems in preventative care instead of reactionary care, I think is ultimately how you'll build big value in 24 that will slingshot you into 25 and 26. Does that make sense? That's my take on the big picture of what's going on in the macroeconomy. Next week, we'll go into buyer and seller profiles, where they found you, what's important to the websites, things that you need to be paying attention to so that you can maybe pivot your business to take advantage of what the market of the moment is and how people value your services so that you're setting yourself up for success in the future based on what's going on here. Cool? Sweet. I tried to take a 2-hour presentation and give you 10 to 15 minutes of nuggets so that you can take any of this information so that when someone comes to you and says rates are too high, well, let's just talk about rates. Here's the historical averages. This is where we sit. All right, we got to change the perspective, right? Someone's talking about affordability. We have to understand the perspective on affordability in order to help solve their problems. Cool? All of this information is available to you on kwrealtymke.com. You can download it. The yellow stuff is all my notes from the presentation. Feel free to use it, rip off and duplicate it however you may want. And if you have questions to it, I'm always available to help you. Cool? Sweet. Part 2 is next week, Tuesday. How does it impact our industry? And how do I break this down so that I can make meaningful changes within my business in order to take my unfair share of the marketplace? Cool? Sweet. Nice job. There we go. Wooten? Wrapping it up with a little Tech Tuesday?
We got some exciting stuff for you guys, so. Alright, hi. More 12 Direct campaigns just got launched, so these are available as a social media post off the KW Realty MKE website. They're also available as a postcard if you'd like to send them out to your spheres out of command. But we have the Brewers schedule, and then also these hiking trails in southeastern Wisconsin, which would be great to send any time of the year. So if you're like, man, I've already got March and April planned out as touches, great, send it in May, right? Because people are hiking for like 8 months of the year or more if you have snowshoes. So again, postcards as an email, smart plans through command, and also as a social media post for you to steal and use. Next, we also have the MLS market updates. So these are monthly. You probably get them from MLS. Lindsay just kind of puts a little swag on it and throws it into a smart plan for you to be able to use a little bit easier. So again, that's another smart plan you can use and a social post if you want to talk about more local Milwaukee MLS stats. And then remember, for all of these smart plans, all you have to do is go into your smart plan library and search for Milwaukee. The newest ones are all the way at the bottom, so keep scrolling till you find them. And then this is the new stuff we wanted to announce. So, new to the Marketing Concierge, we have created for you social media brand posts, okay? So you get to choose from 4 different design templates. We have like the cream and tan, super modern. We have a black, we have a navy, and we have a red. Or we can use your own branding. And these posts are going to be really easy for you to grab and post at your leisure. So it's going to be like, what is equity? And that's like the definition of equity. What is contingency? The definition of contingency. So a lot of those real estate expert social posts that you see. It'll help you stay consistent because the branding will be consistent from post to post because we're going to give you the package. Make sense? And you'll be able to help educate your followers in real estate, really just kind of making you the expert on their social media. Cool? All right, so to get these, all you have to do is go to, hold on, let me move the bar so you can scan the QR code. All you have to do is go to KW Realty, MKE.com, click on the Marketing Concierge, and you'll see the social media branded posts there for you to request. And then we make them and give them to you.
For how much?
Free.00.
The whole goal of this is if you don't know what to do and you're kind of stuck in the mud, and I know complacency sometimes kicks in because you're like, I don't know what to post. We're trying to give you the easy button. Just go, how do you fight noise? Create more noise. And so we're trying to help you create noise by creating simplistic turnkey solutions for you. And the best part about it is, if you don't want to use one of the build templates, BYOB, bring your own brand and we'll figure it out for you. Cool?
People pay a lot of money for that, so that's awesome.
And then last thing, oh, you guys don't need that in this office, so we'll skip that. Okay, and then just our upcoming tech and marketing trainings for the month of March. This week, we're gonna focus on lead generation with paid ads via command. So if you need a refresher on how to use those paid ads or you haven't ever used them before and want to get into them, we're gonna be covering that Thursday at 11. Then next week, we're going to be doing beautiful email designs and sending those out to our contacts as well. And then we're gonna do some spring database cleanup at the end of March because one thing that we got announced at Family Reunion is integration of AI technology in Command, and you're gonna need your databases cleaned up if you wanna utilize it. Bing, bing. So, let's clean up those databases. Join us towards the end of March to learn how to do so.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Charlie, for reporting into the group. Thank you, Kathleen, for sharing all of the new resources that are coming. We have a few minutes to do coming soon, any listings that we want to talk about. Yes, ooh, Sue Arnold's hand went up quick. What do you got, girl?
Done.
We got,
I have a 4-bedroom, 1-bath, Victorian, cute house on Arcadian coming up in Waukesha at 240. Yes, 240. In Waukesha. Nice big backyard. One car detached garage, and the only bathroom is upstairs. So that's it.
but it is cute.
It is
Not just cute,
It's got
cute.
Nice
Cute.
porch, you know, the rocking chairs up.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
All right, what else? Congratulations. What do we got? Ed, what do we got? Oh, a list.
We've got a couple. Matt has a 26-acre Christmas tree farm in Dodge County, just outside of Watertown. It's a legit business. I mean,
Do you wanna start it?
How
much?
What? Christmas farm business?
235.
Let's all go in and be farmers.
It's the land. Is that the land or the business? All of it?
Oh my God. And then you guys pictures with Santa at the Christmas farm, no charge. Oh, I love it. All right, what else you got?
That has a 73 acre, now this is all land. 73 acre, in Iowa County outside of Arena, it's like west of Madison. It is buildable. Through some hoops. It's actually on the Wisconsin River. It's kind of cool.
So you go from the Christmas tree farm to
Yeah,
boating,
so that's
client
347.
events.
That has an off the market, listing 162 acres in Iowa County for 1.7. That one does include a house and small buildings. It can actually be sold in two separate parcels. 64 acres with the house and 98 acres with two building sites across the street. Matt is not here because he's signing paperwork on one in Rock County, 61 acres, also buildable. It has some income on tillable, that's 697. And I've got a 15 acre in Oconto County, going live on Thursday, that's buildable, 30 minutes north of Green Bay for 185.
Nice. Okay, so that's what, 6 listings?
You guys are slackers.
And I was gonna have another one, to talk about, but it went live on Friday and I got an over market offer at $3.
Okay, so I want you guys to hear this, because I know some of you are sitting there thinking, what does this have to do with me? You all know people who have land somewhere, and we talk to our people all the time about their houses and about where they wanna go and what they wanna do. If you have somebody who is sitting on land, they may not know that you can help connect them with an expert who can help build their wealth. So as you guys are talking with your people, just remember you have this amazing resource. And maybe in the next couple of weeks, we'll have you up here and talk about how you work with land.
I can legit say, since coming to Keller Williams, in December, I'll say January 1st, but December was just a lot of fluff. But I've been busier in the last 3 months than I was in 18 months of my life.
Oh, my goodness.
So when we look at those number of transactions, just think of all the land we're sitting on, right?
I
By
have way more buyers than I can buy.
Awesome,
You guys
love
have
it.
anything out there?
Let's go get those referral fees. Let's do it. All right, what other listings do we have? Yes, Lisa Becker.
Yeah, I have an off-market opportunity in Oak Creek. It's a higher end house, early 2000s, custom build on an 1.5 acres, no HOA, backs up to, the wetland kind of conservancy area. It's over 4,000 finished square feet when you include the basement, it's brick. It's got a Generac generator, a sprinkler system, has a 45-foot by 45-foot storage room in the basement. Primary suite with a soaking tub and separate shower. It's nice. It's in the 700s. And so if you're interested, come talk to me or Marcus about it. We know the details.
Love it. We've got cute and nice.
Yeah.
That's good. Yes,
These
Kathleen.
are AI generated.
All right, Scotty, Scotty.
I know you guys are surprised by me. This is from Steph Connor. She has a condo in Greenfield going live on Thursday. It's 2 bedroom, 2 baths, side by side. Looks like a ranch with private entrance and an updated kitchen. Super cute for $215.
Really?
Condo in Greenfield.
Maybe we should lead with price and then we'll keep talking.
I think so, based on the pictures, but it doesn't say.
Steph Connor, yeah, Katie Neiman.
I have one coming in Regal Manor, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, 2,000 square feet, 2 attached car garage, and they are open off market, and they listed at $459.99.
West or east?
West, and think about that for a second.
This side.
Yes, this side, not this
Not
side.
that side, this side. What else, you guys? All right, I love it. You guys control your units. Go get more of them. We're releasing you to the wilds. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. Thanks for coming. All right,
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, you know, I don't know.
You guys can have maybe to be the tech help.
Our tech ambassador.
And then we should, I will take you to lunch to be my tech ambassador, because that's what I'm gonna bring
Yeah.
I had like a week, right, like months, right, like every week, and then last week, for like 2 weeks, I was seeing you guys, all like, missed you. I had a real catch-up time with my husband. How
I would ask like.
So now I get to go out there.
So I'm saying they might have something. That way. But I think that's why.
I need to read that. Yeah.